Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Giovanni and I'm so excited that y'all are here today. We are going to be doing something that I've never done before in my life. It's a little bit intimidating for me, but so this year a goal of mine was to broaden my genres, especially because last year I did spend a good amount of my reading time just reading thrillers and mysteries, to the point that all of them were just kind of starting to sound the same. So I am broadening my genre this year, and from what you can see, I have a lot of paperback / physical books, but I have been reading a lot on my Kindle. I've had my Kindle for almost a year now, and as much as I love it, I do kind of miss having some paperbacks as far as like my really good books, if that makes sense. So in today's video, I am actually going to start reading The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. In about 2 weeks, the next book, which is actually the prequel to this, comes out. So I wanted to make sure that I thoroughly read this book before the next one comes out. Even though it's the prequel that takes place 1,000 years before, but still, I heard that this is a challenge as far as all the world building, all the characters. So one thing that I am going to challenge myself to do, which kind of sounds pretty hard for someone like me, but I am gonna start annotating my book. I do want to go back and reread some of my favorite books and annotate them, because especially my Stephen King novels, there's some that you know, I really like the storyline or favorite quotes, thriller parts, things like that. So I decided to start off with Priory of the Orange Tree as my first annotated book, so I will be taking y'all along with me while I do that. And just to show y'all, I did get this pack of sticky tabs off of Amazon, and I already went through them, and these are the ones that I am going to be using to tab my book. I did want to color coordinate them. And then as far as like the pen I'll be using, I'm going to use my favorite one, which is the Sharpie S-Gel. Love these. Hopefully they don't bleed through though, because if it does, I'll just switch it out for a regular one. And then I do have just a bunch of, what are these, like the Papermate Flare in medium. Have a bunch of different colors of these, so I'll probably use these as well. This is going to be like a trial and error to see what I like and what floats my boat with this. I am also going to be getting some color pencils. I surprisingly did not have any, so I'm gonna go pick some up today. And yeah, I'm gonna take y'all along with me while I read through this. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it. Hopefully I can do a review without spoiling anything, but I'm super excited to finally start doing this. I have kind of already prepared as far as like the tabs and what they're going to represent. So I'm going to show y'all exactly how I'm going to be tabbing this book, and hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully I can even stick to it. But yeah, if y'all are interested, just keep on watching. All right, so it is a lot later. I just got out of work, and I'm going to show y'all what little I was able to accomplish. So here are my annotations. I color coded it based off of, or I tried to, based off of the cover. So this dark blue will be favorite quotes that I find throughout the book, world building, epic scenes. This pink right here will be romance, first character appearances, and then this white will be any words or definitions. Luckily, there is a glossary in the back of the book, so that's definitely going to help. And a tip that I found, because, you know, this is a fairly large book. I mean, it is huge, but the pages, like, they don't really take up so much of, like, the wording doesn't take so much up of the page. So I did find this tip that The story is actually in 6 parts. So first one's a little bit big. It's about 250 pages, but if you break it up, it looks pretty doable. So definitely makes it look less scary for what it actually is. But I'm gonna go ahead and head out right now and go pick up the color pencils. Okay, so it is a little bit while later. I am finally home, and I had to do a quick Target pickup order for a couple of things, but I did end up getting some color pencils. So I haven't even started reading this yet just because I've been so busy. Mama. Yes, baby. Oh. So right now I have my baby home with me, so I don't know exactly how much I'm gonna be able to get done, but I do want to start coloring in this map, if it'll focus. It definitely looks like it's gonna take some time, but yes, baby. Yeah. But I have so much going on today. So it is Valentine's Day. My little Valentine here with me. But it's also my husband's birthday, and he works in the restaurant industry, which means he never gets a day off for his birthday. So that's why I'll just be spending most of my time here working on this and then just cleaning around the house, because tomorrow he's off and I'm off as well. So we'll be celebrating then. So I'll see exactly how much I can even get done with this today, just because I have so much going on. But then I will check back with y'all. Okay, so it's about 2 days later. I've made very little progress in this book so far, but that's because, so I did at least finish most of the coloring of the map, and this is how it turned out. I just have to do a little bit of the symbols, but honestly I just didn't feel like coloring today. So I have read 27 pages and I've been doing really well. Of the 6 tabs, I've only used 4 different colors, but that's because most of it is going to be the first character appearance, words, definitions, some world building, which all of that is going to take place within the first part out of the 6. So yeah, so far I am loving this book. I'm slightly impressed that I've been able to tab this much, but I haven't made, I mean, this is some progress, but I only have 9 days until the second book comes out, so definitely have to try to knock out some more of it later on today, and we'll see how much I can get through with this. Man, does it feel like it's been a long time since I have updated y'all, but so it is now Friday, February 24th. We got 4 days until the second book comes out, and I just made it through part 1 out of the 6 parts. Granted, I have done a lot of work, but so far I'm loving this book. You have, you know, people that can do magic, worms, dragons, talking dragons, kingdoms, queendoms, basically everything fantasy wise, you know, it is in this book. So far I'm loving it. I did not realize though how time consuming it was to, you know, annotate, but I have, you know, done some stuff. So it took me, I think, like 5 days to get through the first 250 pages, but and then these tabs that I had originally bought off of Amazon, they can't focus really well, but I noticed that the color is starting to come off on them, which I really don't like, because then it'll eventually come off the whole part, and then it's like I annotated for nothing. So that is kind of disappointing. I do plan on, oh my goodness, is this really going on? What the? This feels like a terrible fail, but now there are some that are just clear. Like, you actually have to open it to, like, can y'all see that? Y'all probably can't see it, but this is so frustrating. It feels like I did all this work for nothing. Okay, well, I planned on annotating the next book, but I think I'm gonna have to buy some different tabs before I do that, if I can. But yesterday I contacted my Barnes & Noble because I saw that they had the second book in stock, but apparently the editor, or I'm sorry, the publisher, they said that even though they got it in stock, they like strictly cannot begin selling it to the public until Tuesday, February 28th. So I got 4 days to finish up this book. More than likely won't happen, but that day I am definitely gonna go pick up the book. That way, as soon as I'm done with this one, I can start the next one. But yeah, overall, I really love this book. Definitely want to check out. She also wrote, there's the Bone Season series, but don't really know too much about it, but I like her style of writing. I think the only thing that's just like really disappointing me right now is these freaking tabs that are losing the color. But yeah, part 1 completed, only 5 more parts to go, and I will update y'all later. Okay, so here we are. It is the next day and I finished part 2 of Priory the Orange Tree. So I feel like I didn't tab a lot this time, and I definitely went through this part a lot faster than I did part 1. Part 2 is about like 150 pages and part 1 is only like 250. So definitely went through this one a lot faster than the first one. But I feel like with part 1, I was definitely taking my time with it. Definitely trying to get a better understanding of everything, just because the world is so big, there's so many characters, and there's these 2 specific characters that I just could not really put a face to when I was reading, so I kept getting them confused with their storylines. But then when it came to part 2, I got a better understanding of everything and who everyone was and where everyone was currently at in the story. And this part 2 is like season 2 of Game of Thrones. So lots of people dying just like all at once. And it was just so frustrating. Like I was like 30 pages in and I already witnessed like 3 deaths. So that was just pulling my heartstrings all at once. Sorry, there was a car horn. So definitely feel like it's getting a lot easier to read. I'm definitely glad that I'm annotating the book because it kind of just makes everything easier to understand. But I am absolutely loving it so far. I think, let me take a look. So part 3 is like 100 pages, 99 pages long. So I know that this part was easier for me to read just because I was working today. It was a slower day at work, so it was a lot easier to get through. I don't know how much I'll be able to get through of part 3, but that means I got 4 more parts. I still got 4 more days until the second book comes out, so trying to just get through as much as I can before Tuesday when I go pick up the next book. Also, so I did forget to mention that when I was annotating the book, I started running out of tabs, so I had to add extra colors in, and then I also added more along to the tabs. So for example, I know in part 1 there wasn't a lot of epic scenes, but there was a lot of suspense going on, so I just put them in the same category. And then for the romance category, there was, you know, still love within the book, but it wasn't like romantic or anything. There's a lot of like friendship, love, caring for one another, those kind of things. So I added that along with this tab instead of just trying to add multiple colors. But I have definitely been getting through a lot of these tabs, and I will definitely have to purchase more in the near future. Hey guys, so it is the next day. Let me see what time it is. It is Sunday, February 26th. It is now 9:58 p.m. I finished part 3 of Priory of the Orange Tree. Definitely liked this chapter a lot better than the other 2. First one was, you know, a lot of world building, learning the characters, things like that. Second part was a lot of people dying. So part 3 is more of all the action going on, finding out the things that I had so many questions about, and then also people coming together that had not seen each other for some time. And so lots of drama going on, lots of people that we're finding out that you can't trust. So yeah, I only have, I say I only, but I have 300 more pages until I complete the book, and the second book comes out in 2 days. So at this point, because I work tomorrow and Tuesday, and I have to take my baby to his grandma's in the morning, I have some errands to do the next 2 days, so it's gonna be a challenge. I definitely don't think that I'm gonna be able to finish this before Tuesday, but I'm hoping that I can at least finish it by Wednesday, and then because I'm getting the book on Tuesday, I can just start it right after I finish this one. But so far, because this is my first book that I've ever annotated, I am absolutely loving it. Definitely putting a lot of work into the book, but I feel like it really helps me remember more, kind of deep dive into the storyline a little bit better. It's easier for me to remember the characters now, especially because there's, you know, people that have been named after their parents. So there's, you know, all the way up to Severin the Ninth, and then, you know, some people also have other names that they're called depending on what part of the world that they're at. So definitely a lot to remember in this book, but so far it is such a great book. I don't think I've read, gosh, it has to have been like 10 years since I've read a fantasy book, but yeah, 10 years. Yeah, it really has to be around that time, because I normally stick to like thrillers, mysteries, things like that. But I really think this is going to open my eyes to reading other books that are closely similar to this, because I got the second one coming out that I'm going to read. And then also I think this coming month I might also read my A Court of Thorn and Roses series, but we shall see. So I'm gonna go to bed right now because I have to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. But I think so part 4 is about 115 pages, so not too bad. I might get through that, all of it tomorrow, but we'll see. So I will definitely keep y'all updated with the next part that I read. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the last part of the video. It is now Friday, March 3rd. A couple days after I had wanted to complete this book, but I finally completed Priory of the Orange Tree, and I got some things to say about it. So overall, I love the book. I love the storyline. Love all of the magic, mythical creatures that are mentioned in it. The only thing though is that I feel like part 4 and 5 were a little bit boring, kind of just trying to get there to the war that is going on. But for a 800-page book, I kind of expected the war to be a little bit longer. So I think I was maybe like 70 pages away from finishing the book, and I'm there like, okay, so when's the war gonna happen? When's the war going to happen? And it happens, and it just felt short. I don't know, maybe I was just expecting too much. I know I have that issue with books lately. I just feel like I've run into a lot where I'm waiting for something to happen. It happens at the very end, and then we get a very short, sweet ending of what happens. I prefer to have more in-depth of a war that's going on, and I also prefer to have more towards the ending of what's happening afterwards. So maybe I'm just being a little bit picky, but I did rate it a 4-star out of 5. So I am going to start reading the next book probably tomorrow morning, because it is extremely late. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.